scary what difference you can make just by changing the way you think. Everything you see in the world, the building that you're in, the food on your table, the video that you're watching, begins in someone's mind. Someone imagined it first and then brought it to life. So choose your beliefs carefully. By shifting the way you think, you can completely alter the actions that you take and hence the reality that you create. Today, I'd like to talk about 2 mindset shifts that I feel like have made a tangible difference in my life, and I hope they'll help you too. If you're new here, my name is Yuki. I'm a lawyer and YouTuber based in Hong Kong. I create content about language learning and self-improvement in general. If you vibe with that, do join me. I try to post weekly. Number 1, as within, so without. This is the concept that what you believe in literally creates your external reality. A more sciencey word for this is self-fulfilling prophecy. So for example, if you believe that you will do well on a test, you will be more inclined to study hard and therefore get a good result on the test. This is quite a simple concept that's been given new names like manifestation, lucky girl syndrome, Delulu is the Salulu, etc, etc. I feel like a lot of this new fancy terminology is a variation of the simple concept of self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe wholeheartedly that you're the kind of person who can achieve success and experience love, you will take the kind of action and adopt a way of thinking that matches that identity, and that will eventually help you achieve what it is that you desire. It all sounds a bit woo-woo, but I think logically it makes sense if your goal is to feel better about yourself and make progress towards the things that matter to you. You're definitely more likely to take action if you believe that you're going to succeed than if you don't. And the actions that you actually take, the shots that you actually take, are what is eventually going to determine the outcome. More shots equals more chances of success. Stealing a line from one of my favorite creators, Katie Stackley, there's literally no downside to being delusional. I'm a bit embarrassed to admit this, but I've actually been playing affirmations in the background while I was getting ready in the morning for the past several weeks. I used to think that affirmations are dumb because seeing things over and over again does not make them true. But I found that repeating things over and over again does something to our brains. If you're observant, you will realize that we do repeat the same thoughts and patterns over and over in our heads all the time. If you blow a presentation, you tell yourself, I'm no good at presentations, I should never do this again. If a date doesn't go well, or if you break up with someone, you say to yourself, I'm not lovable, I'll never find love. Whether you realize it or not, you actually play the same tracks of negative self-talk all the time. So what if you flip it around? Repeating affirmations like, I'm not my past, I'm what I choose to become. I let go of what no longer serves me. I can do anything I put my mind to. Gives your mind some new thought patterns to follow. Eventually, if you repeat them enough, they get assimilated into your own thoughts. Now that you have something nice to say to yourself, you can more easily spot it when you're spiraling into that useless negative self-talk. Hit pause and try and replace that with something positive. The second mindset shift that I'd like to share today is the concept that the goal is to fail as much as possible. We often hear the phrase stepping out of your comfort zone. It's such a hackneyed phrase that it doesn't mean much to anyone. I've recently come across a twist on that concept in Adam Grant's new book, Hidden Potential, The Science of Achieving Greater Things. He put it slightly differently. Instead of saying that we should stand at the edge of our comfort zone and take a baby step forward, he's advocating that you should hunt for discomfort. He's saying you're now playing a game with yourself. You score points by feeling uncomfortable. You can even set a failure goal, how many mistakes you're aiming to make. Now that's a clever idea. If the goal is to fail, there is simply no way to fail. The more you fail, the more you learn, the more you gain. I find that this simple reframing makes a difference in the way I approach things. Some of you may know that I'm a very amateur rock climber. Sometimes I find myself avoiding certain climbs because I think that I probably won't be able to finish them, and I don't want to feel bad about myself. It is easy to see how this will shrink my comfort zone and make me plateau. If you don't try the harder climbs, you'll never develop the strength or the skills required to do them. But by flipping this switch in my mind that the goal isn't to get to the top, the goal is to fail as much as possible, I find that I put in a lot more tries and attempt problems above my ability that I previously would have avoided. By taking a different goal, I am taking action that will eventually help me improve. This is not just a clever trick of the mind. We do know on a cognitive level that failure is good for us. We learn something by failing. You may learn that method A doesn't work, or method A doesn't work when you do it in a certain way. It's just that because it's kind of painful mentally or emotionally to fail, we tend to avoid it and even make up excuses like it's too hard, it's not my style, etc., when really we're just scared of failure and scared of feeling bad about ourselves. Actively aiming to fail circumvents that whole chain of thinking. Now, failure is desirable and fun. Things you learn from books or YouTube videos are completely useless unless you find a way to apply them to your life. Now, take a minute to think about how you'd apply these lessons to your own life. In what ways are your beliefs holding you back? In what aspects of your life can you aim to fail more and progress faster? I hope you found this video useful, and I'll see you in the next video. To those of you who celebrated, Happy Lunar New Year.